Hey guys, SpinoDude here, and today we're taking a look at the 2007 Carnegie Collection Amargasaurus. Alright, so here we are with one of my all-time favorite sauropods, Amargasaurus. Sole reason why it's one of my favorites is because of those crazily cool spines, double row of spines going down the back. And I've always wanted this figure, and I want to give a massive shout out to my very good friend Aiden for finding one for me in an eBay auction and getting it for me for my birthday. So thank you so much. That's awesome, and I'm really excited to have the opportunity to review it today. But anyway, first of all, this figure is very small, but I think it's a really good size. Amargasaurus was a fairly small herbivore, and one thing that I do want to mention right off the bat is the coloration. Coloration is pretty simple, but it is absolutely lovely. I love it. We have this almost seafoam green going down the body there, coated with this olive green going down the top with these little striping patterns coming down onto the midsection of the body and down the tail and down the neck, of course. Very, very nice. And the cream color around the eye with that darker red and also that cream color on the throat really brings attention to the head as well. And I also love how the spines, in between the spines, the fleshy bits of skin connecting them, we have like this darker burnt orange color framed very nicely towards the bottom with a yellow. And that really makes the spines stand out, and it looks absolutely wonderful. I also like how the larger spines are tipped with a black color. And I just noticed this now. Wow, I can't believe I didn't notice this. There's some yellow markings on the tail. Very nice. I guess that just blended in so nicely with the rest of the figure before I just never noticed it. But that's a wonderful addition. I really like that. Anyway, detail-wise, this figure is pretty great. Wonderful wrinkles and folds throughout, great scalation, as with most of the Carnegie stuff around this particular time. And the feet have the correct number of toes, and the front feet have the correct little thumb claw on the front, which is, of course, a lovely addition to see. The head is beautifully sculpted, and I love the eyes. I originally thought the eyes were just a glossy black at first. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but they're almost like a dark, almost reddish brown, it looks like. It's so dark to tell what color that is, but it looks like a reddish brown. And they have a nice glossy paint on them to give them a genuine, wet, reflective look. And it really brings the figure to life and makes it feel extremely naturalistic. I love it. The teeth are also done in a tan color on the front there. I mean, just look at this figure. It is just a beautiful little thing. And for being so small, I have it up with some other sauropod figures on my shelf, and it really stands out, even though it is so small, and most of my other sauropods are fairly large. Now, one thing we need to address is the elephant in the room. This figure is not accurate anymore. We know that Amargasaurus didn't have this webbing connecting the spines going down the neck. But personally, this is from a subjective standpoint, I think it looks more natural to have that webbing going in between the spines. It looks like they're supported by something. It doesn't look like they're just jutting out of the back of the neck. And I'm just talking from a purely subjective standpoint here. I just think this figure, this depiction, actually, this reconstruction of Amargasaurus looks more natural than the new scientific consensus of Amargasaurus, which is basically removing all of that webbing in between the spines and just having the singular spines in a double row coming out of the back of the neck. Now, I completely understand. I'm totally for reconstructing it the more accurate way now, but just from a personal standpoint, I like the way this figure looks much better than the newer depictions from a subjective, more artsy standpoint. And yes, I do think it looks a bit more natural like this. But as we know, the prehistoric world has its way of throwing curveballs at us. For example, Deinonychus and Spinosaurus. But anyway, it's just a lovely little sauropod figure, and it's my favorite Amargasaurus figure that's out there on the market right now. Even the tail is sculpted beautifully. The flow in the tail is lovely there. I love the flick on the end. It is just a gorgeous, gorgeous little thing. But anyway, I think that pretty much covers it. That felt like it was a really fast review, but there isn't too much to talk about with this one. It's just a lovely little sauropod figure. It is inaccurate now, but I still think it looks very natural, like I said. The only place you can really get this now is via eBay from listings. This has been long retired since 2015, and it was first released in 2007. So your best bet is to check eBay for listings. And if you're wondering how large this figure is, oh, we need to zoom out just a little bit. It measures in at about 8 inches long, which is about 21 centimeters. And in terms of the height at the highest point, which is the top of the neck spines there, we're looking at about 3.5 inches, which is about 8.5 centimeters. And for a quick comparison, I wanted to bring out a figure that I think complements this Amargasaurus extremely well, which is Uno Reverse Card, the Amargasaurus. I have these two next to each other on the shelf, and I think they look wonderful. They have really nice contrasting color schemes. They are two very unique sauropods with similar but very different neck spines. This Amargasaurus is a good chunk larger than this Amargasaurus, but I still think they look lovely next to each other on the shelf. I have them somewhat like this. Yeah, like right about there. And I think they complement each other really nicely and are just great representations of two very unique sauropods. Both of these genuses are two of my favorite sauropod genuses overall. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this review of the Carnegie 2007 Amargasaurus. Thank you, Aiden, once again for getting this one for me. Let me know what you all think of this figure. Leave a like if you liked, and I'll see you all in my next video. So take care, and bye-bye.